Hello everyone, this is another WTF News on Shizzy Lit Podcast.
It's WTF News, hosted by OGSB.
Breaking, Kyle Rittenhouse acquitted on all charges in shooting that killed 2 people and injured a third. LinkedIn U.S. News. Kyle Rittenhouse found not guilty on all counts. The nearly all-white jury deliberated homicide charges against the Illinois teen in the shooting deaths of 2 men at a 2020 protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin. November 19, 2021, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Updated November 19, 2021, 1:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By David Cayley. A Wisconsin jury on Friday found Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty on all charges in the fatal shooting of 2 men during protests in Kenosha nearly 15 months ago. Rittenhouse, 18, from nearby Antioch, Illinois, was charged with reckless homicide and the slaying of Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, and intentional homicide and the death of Anthony Huber, 26, on August 25, 2020, during protests over the shooting days earlier of a black man, Jacob Blake, by a white Kenosha police officer. Rittenhouse faced 5 total charges related to his actions the night of the protest and was acquitted on all counts. Rittenhouse, in a dark suit and burgundy shirt, was overcome with emotion when the 5th not guilty verdict was read in court. He doubled over and then hugged defense attorney Koriki Rafisi, who had to tell his client to relax and breathe. Kenosha County Circuit Judge Bruce Schroeder thanked jurors for their work. "I couldn't have asked for a better jury to work with," said Schroeder. "It's truly been my pleasure, just in terms of your attentiveness and the cooperation that you gave to us," the judge told jurors. "The system worked. It justifies the confidence that the founders of our country placed you," Schroeder said. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers pleaded for combat deployed 500 National Guard in anticipation of post-verdict protests. Kyle Rittenhouse breaks down in tears as jury reads verdict. Blake was paralyzed from the waist down. The shooting led to days of at times violent protests in Kenosha and across the country. Rittenhouse and other armed men said they went to Kenosha to protect private property during the protest. The panel also cleared Rittenhouse of attempted intentional homicide for severely wounding Gage Grosskreutz, a 27-year-old paramedic from suburban Milwaukee who was there that night volunteering his medical services. Rittenhouse was also acquitted on 2 counts of recklessly endangering safety. He attempted to shoot an unknown person, known in court as Jump Kick Man, who tried kicking the defendant in the face, and prosecutors said Rittenhouse could have wounded another man when he opened fire on Rosenbaum. Rittenhouse testified in his own defense last week and said all the shootings were acts of self-defense. Kyle Rittenhouse acquitted on all charges by Bill Hutchinson, 7 minutes ago. ABC News. ABC News. Follow. A Wisconsin jury has acquitted 18-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse on all charges in his homicide trial. Rittenhouse pleaded not guilty to 2 felony counts of first-degree recklessly endangering safety, first-degree reckless homicide, and first-degree intentional homicide and attempted first-degree intentional homicide, claiming he shot 3 men, 2 fatally, in self-defense during a 2020 protest. A charge of violating a curfew that was imposed during the protests in Kenosha was dropped during the trial. ABC News. Kyle Rittenhouse becomes emotional while on the witness stand during his trial at the Kenosha County Courthouse in Kenosha, Wis, November 10, 2021. The charges stem from the fatal shootings of Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, and Anthony Huber, 26, and a shooting that left 27-year-old Gage Grosskreutz wounded. Kyle Rittenhouse trial and Ahmaud Arbery case both expected to hinge on video. During his testimony, Rittenhouse said he shot all 3 men with an AR-15 style semi-automatic rifle in self-defense. "I didn't intend to kill them. I intended to stop the people who were attacking me," Rittenhouse repeatedly said, at one point breaking down and sobbing on the witness stand. Kyle Rittenhouse trial begins. Key takeaways from day 1. The chaos in Kenosha unfolded on August 25, 2020, after a protests erupted over a police officer shooting of Jacob Blake, a 29-year-old black man. Riots, vandalism and looting broke out, prompting an online call for armed patriots to come to the city to protect lives and property. Rittenhouse, who was then 17, answered the call to help, his attorney, Mark Richards, said. Rittenhouse, who said he was a nursing student at Arizona State University and a former firefighter EMT cadet, claimed during his testimony that his primary purpose for going to downtown Kenosha on the night of the shootings was to provide first aid to people in need. More, Kyle. Rittenhouse homicide trial. Key takeaways from Day 5. The prosecutor's case hinged heavily on multiple videos showing Rittenhouse shooting the unarmed Rosenbaum as well as Huber, who allegedly struck him with a skateboard twice. Video also captured Rittenhouse shooting Grosskreutz, a trained paramedic, in the right bicep after Grosskreutz approached him with a loaded pistol. ABC News WTF News, on Shizzy Lit podcast hosted by me and OGSB.
Is WTF News, hosted by OGSB. Is WTF News, hosted by OGSB.